yesterday.
And we are about to go live.
It says live on Facebook.
It does? Okay. We are live on Facebook, so anybody who's watching us and like, what are they doing?
Yeah. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2 3.
Oh, yeah, it's a little late for that.
I know, right?
So welcome everybody to day 2 of Candid Conversations VirtuCon. So today I have on the panel Henry Washington, and hopefully I will have Stacy Bryant join and Cedric Bellamy. Okay, Cedric is here. Let me see if I can promote him. All right. So we're doing some technical things. Look, there's Cedric. Hi, Cedric. How are you? Unmute you. Okay. Hi. Can you hear?
Yeah, I hear everybody. Can you hear me?
I can.
For sure.
All right. So again, everybody, welcome to Candid Conversations VirtuCon Day 2. The topic, our theme for today is, hold on, let me mute Cedric, is from combat to cancer. I can't see myself to make sure y'all can see. We're going to get it together. From combat to cancer. And I credit this title to Henry Washington because his book is entitled American Hero, A Soldier's Story from Combat to Cancer. He is on the panel with us today. And I encourage all of you to pick up a copy of his book. And he will, of course, share with us how you can get a copy of the book. So I will first start with Henry. Henry, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Henry Washington from Thomasville, Georgia, the host of the Peace Within radio show right here in Atlanta, Georgia, on WIGO AM 1570, Atlanta's Incredible Radio. So I won't take over too much time. It's just an introduction, and we'll jump right into what we need to jump into. Glad to be here.
You are not running this show. You really are not.
I know, right? I know. It's not much. I was just, I'm enthused. I'm very happy that you chose me to come out on the show and talk about, combat to cancer, because it's very serious when you're in combat. Your main focus is the mission. And then once you decide that, you're going to retire or you're going to give up your military career and you start, focusing on yourself, you start to realize that you are fighting a war, for your country. You come home, now you're fighting a war for yourself. So a battle for yourself. So it's kind of scary once you see what's going on and you hear what's going on and the doctor tells you what's going on with your health. You start to realize, first I was in denial.
Okay, don't tell too much of the story yet.
Okay. See?
Not yet. I know you're eager to tell and share, but wait a minute. Let's let Cedric introduce himself. Cedric, welcome. Introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
Hey everybody, I'm Cedric Bellamy, aka Legacy City. I'm the founder of Street Legend LLC, production and business consulting company as well. Also, I'm a veteran of 10 years in the U.S. Army. I'm just happy to be on the show as well. And just like, I'm from Columbus, Georgia, so shouts out to Mr. Washington from Thomasville, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Georgia in the building. So, there you go. Hey, but now, there you go. Hey, but yes, just as him, me personally, just cancer became a part of my life and just part of the fighting for cancer because of, my manager, Will Flux, dealt with cancer and he was a veteran of 20 plus years as well and fighting for combat and fighting for yourself. And then last year, me losing my best friend to cancer.
Oh, it looks like can you hear? There we go.
Yeah, okay. And then I became a part of an organization called Put Away Cancer, with Miss Marissa McKinney. So I take that personally as if it's my own organization because, hey, I know that there's a cure out there. They're just keeping it from us to make money. So we're going to keep fighting until we get that cure. So that's what I'm all about.
Thank you. Okay, and we have Stacy on the line. Welcome, Miss Stacy. How are you? Can you hear me, Stacy?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, welcome. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Stacy, and I'm Stacy. Hold on 1 second. I'm just logging in.
Okay. So I'm muting everyone just to make sure that we don't get a bad echo. Okay, Stacy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, is there like a feedback? Do you hear that feedback?
I don't hear it, but I know other people are saying that they hear it, and but we'll clean it up on the recording for later.
Okay.
So just talk.
Well, hello, I'm Stacy Bryant, better known as Stacy. I am a veteran of the United States Army, and I am an author, a life coach, and a public speaker, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
You know why you're here tonight, Stacy?
Tonight is Combat to Cancer.
Okay. I know and the reason why I ask, I know because everybody's at different stages in their journey. And I know Henry wrote about it. We were talking about that earlier. Henry wrote about it. So I will start with Henry first. And you can unmute and mute yourself as needed. Please keep yourself muted so that we won't get the echo. And if you need to talk, just go ahead and unmute yourself. And you can also chat as well. So, Henry, tell us about your journey when you got the diagnosis, how you felt, your recovery, and what you do now. You got 1 minute.
Right?
No.
I know. First of all, after 25 years in the military, being, rough, tough, running and gunning, I had no fear, and cancer never entered my mind, even though my grandfather and my father died of prostate cancer. I've always promised my father that I would, not be the one to die of any type of cancer, because I'm going to take care of my body. And that's exactly what I did. I took care of my body. I ate right. I exercised. I took my supplements, my vitamins, and those types of things. Then after retirement is when it all came to light. I retired in 2013. I found out that I had cancer in 2014. And then after that, the doctor, after a routine checkup, listen to me, a routine checkup, I was called back into the office a week later, and they said, hey, we need to do another biopsy. So, a week after that, I had another biopsy done. So this is the second biopsy. And they said, they called me on a Friday evening, and before, VA is about to close. And they said, hey, is this Henry Washington? Yes, this is Henry Washington, Henry H. Washington the third. And they politely said, well, what she said?
Excuse my timekeeper. She said you have 30 seconds.
So okay, let me give about 30 seconds in. So, he calls me on the phone on a Friday and says, we've reviewed your records and you have prostate cancer. So now the phone goes, I'm shocked, but he continues to say, well, have a great weekend. This is the VA doctor, man. I'm like, After he hangs up, I'm like, huh? What? Really? That's all? Gotta be a joke. So it was Friday, and so what I did was I was like, this can't be right. So I called some people. First of all, I sat in a closet. Like, this can't be true. No. I told my dad that I wasn't going to get it. So I ensured that I took care of myself, my body, and worked out. So that's my minute.
Yeah, because I saw her unmute herself. So she is
all right, Susie.
She is on point. She's on point. She busted me last night. So
you wait till you get on my show. You wait till you get on my show.
So, Stacy, I will go to you next. Thank you, Henry, for sharing.
No
so, Stacy, are you ready to tell us your story of when you got the word?
Okay, so my first time sharing this publicly.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm tired now, so I'm ready. So when I first got the word, my PA, actually, let me back up. If you're a veteran and you have deployed, you know your first deployment, you're really nervous and scared, and you're not sure. But after that first one, it becomes an addiction, right? Okay, so I got the word before my next deployment. My PA sent me off post because I had severe anemia, and she said that there were some other things not right with my test results, so she sent me off post. So when I got the word from the doctor at the actual cancer center where I went to get the test, I actually think I just ignored the doctor. I didn't even let it resonate. For one, I knew that I was about to deploy within the next 3 weeks. For two, I had just fought a long battle with my sergeant major because they wanted to hold me back because of braces. I had braces on my mouth at that time. So I'm like, I went through a whole battle for the whole week. What this doctor is telling me, I don't even hear it. I don't even understand it. I'm not telling nobody. I'm not doing anything. I'm getting ready to pack my stuff and I'm gonna hit the road. And that's what I did. And I was gone for almost a year. And then when I came back, I was supposed to come up for PCS orders as usual. You guys know that role. And so when you come back and you get all these tests, when you come back, all the tests and different things you go through, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to know that I've been hiding something, and I was like really extremely scared, but I mean, they had no way of knowing, but I think that was my mind playing tricks on me or whatever, but it was, I didn't let it resonate with me at all, period. I ignored it. I didn't accept it. I didn't think it was true. I just was like, oh, well, okay, thanks for the information. It's time for me to hit the road. And that was it. And I didn't deal with it until actually I PCS. And at that time, I had to deal with it. There was no other way around it. So that's what forced me to deal with it at that time. But you asked about the beginning. That's the beginning. We're not going to get into the next because I only had, 1 minute and I took 3?
You had 2. You took 2.5.
Oh, okay. Just 30 seconds. I didn't do as bad as Henry. Okay.
I'm sitting there typing the CD like, be a little bit lenient. She was like, I am lenient. 2 to 5 minutes because I heard her like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Susie, not a PT test. 30 seconds remaining. All right, so I'm moving on to Cedric. So, hello, Cedric. So I know you have friends who have experienced cancer. So can you tell us from your point of view how you help support them and how that journey has been for you as a friend? I don't know if you got the message when they got it or if you heard the message shortly after they got it or what, but can you just share about that?
The closest friend is Miss Raven Wyatt, you know what I'm saying? it was hard seeing her going through. When I first got the news, we was actually talking about we all gonna go see the new Captain America, and then she made a statement. Well, I may be dead in 3 months because the movie wasn't out, and I'm like, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? To the degree, and then when she told me what was going on, her thing was she had stage 4, and I was like, oh, wow, and it was breathtaking because of the fact that it's like we have a biased mind frame until things hit home. You know what I mean? And so from there, I was like, my God, as a friend and as a man and as a leader, I felt powerless because I didn't have the answer. I didn't have the cure. I wasn't Superman. You know what I mean? And so it was like, it made me do more research. It made me go see what I can do. What can I do? And one of the biggest things that Mr. Washington was eating right. And I learned that cancer was a parasite. So you can't feed it certain things. So we changed the remedies. And then I realized to the point where desperation kicked in, where I witnessed her spend money on different remedies, different teas, alkaline water, and different machines. And just to cut, and a single mother raising 2 kids, and they are like they're not even teenagers. So it was like, my God, this can't be real. It felt surreal. And so I don't know why God allowed me to walk through that with her, and see all this stuff and the suffering. And believe it or not, I can't speak for Miss Stacy or Mr. Watson, but from what I've seen, the more emotional and mental strain took more than the physical strain. And I was like, my God, even when we prayed, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. It irritated me when we prayed together and I get better, the news get worse. The more I pray, it's like the more the news get worse. And then people say, let God will be done. You don't want to hear that as a friend. You don't want to hear that I serve a God that can heal all things, but yet still my best friend is dying. Let her be a testimony. Give her the next day to be a testimony. And then I was at church rehearsing about to perform on stage, and I get the call that said that Raven had passed away. So it was just like a couple of days before we did the Put Away Cancer event. So it went from, being Legacy City to being use your platform to help another person regardless of the situation, especially dealing with cancer, because I take it personally, and put that out there, let them know that's real. That affects family. That affects everything. That affects family, emotions, spiritual life, mental. It's a full-blown dimensional effect. So as me, it hurts when I see people go through it because I've seen the aftermath and the setup for the aftermath. So I make it my business by any means necessary to let people know it's other people that's going through it because you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you. And I know this is a hard topic. It's an emotional topic. And like I said, everybody's in different stages with dealing with this or helping friends deal with it. So I thank you for the courage to share, and I thank you for joining me in this conversation. And anybody who's on Facebook Live or online with us, thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing this out and getting the word out, because I truly believe in awareness on all situations. And it so happens to be that all of us are combat veterans that are on the line on the panel today. And we have a couple of people that are on the panel that aren't speaking today, but they're speaking throughout the event. And we also suffer from PTSD. So it's those silent wars and struggles that's tough. Those emotions that come, like when Cedric said, we get that word, or when you're praying and people just say, let God's will be done, or even just pray about it. And how to deal with those emotions and how to have the courage to share with others when you need support. So Hilary, I know you don't have a problem with words. So how did you get the courage to share with other people what you were going through and now be an advocate for prostate cancer awareness?
Yeah, like I said, it started with my grandfather and my father. So after seeing my father die of prostate cancer and me promising him that, one, I would not get it, and I would make, ensure that my brothers and sisters, my brothers didn't get it. So it was up to me, being the oldest boy in the family, it was up to me to find that cure, if you will. And that cure was catching it early, So, just getting that information from my father to my doctor, my Emory hospital, getting that information from them, getting the courage to be truthful about prostate cancer. Because before you understand your condition, you really have to study your condition. And I didn't know this. Now, I'm not taking credit for this. My mother ensured that I studied because she already knew what was going on, a little with my father. And but she wanted me to study what it was all about. So I really had to study. And my mom was right there by my side to ensure that I help me make the right decision. So it was the courage through family, real close friends, and real good doctors that gave me the courage to open up and shed some light on how we can cure cancer, prostate cancer.
Thank you for sharing. Stacy, Henry, can you go ahead and mute yourself for me? That way I make sure I unmute the right person and don't mute the wrong person and unmute myself. Thanks. So, Stacy, can you tell us what you're going through now?
Well, right now, go to sleep.
So, Cedric.
Yes, I'm here.
Take your time, Stacy. Thank you. So, Cedric, we know a mutual friend of us survived cancer as well. I was hoping that he could be on here too. CB actually knows him as well. We were all stationed in Italy together. So being his friend and working with him, because I know y'all have a business relationship, how have you been there to encourage him as well? I know he could be a little hard-headed.
When it comes to Flux, y'all know him as Tretch. That's Flux.
I wasn't gonna name the names.
This the truth be told, man. When I first heard his testimony and stuff of that nature, it's amazing because one thing that he made me realize, no matter who you are or what you are in your prime or what you claim to be, when God sits you down and the rest of the world pass you by, because people will still live their life. It's just like being on R&R. They're happy when you're home for the 3 days, and like week 4 or 5, you're like, you know what, I gotta go. They still gotta go to work. Kids are still going to school. Life is still happening. So what he's always teach me is like, hey, he called me legacy or little bro. Look, you gotta maximize your time, because at any given time, although time goes on, there's a certain time that does stop. So with that being said, you got to be impactful. And when God decides to say, hey, you got enough, when you get back on your feet and moving again, every move is a calculated and strategized a strategy, a step to be impactful in somebody's life, because you never know when God pull your card and completely call you home. You just never know. So with Flux, you talking about a person that was down for a couple years, get up, write books, and then on top of that, being a family man and being a leader in his own way, and then taking somebody that he met and making sure a young man is like, hey, look at this straight way, look at like this, look at that, do this, do that. I'll recommend you do this. So you got to understand, when you're looking at a person like that who knows how essential time is, you can't help but listen, because they went through a battle, defeated that battle, and still learning how to live life and still taking care of themselves. So being with him, I listen, two ears, one mouth. I'm quick to listen, slow to speak because of the fact, one, he lived life longer than I have. And I'm trying to get where he is, like age and experience. So with that experience of just having cancer as a mild obstacle, I said mild because at that time, it sat him down. But see how he came back and, bounced back, writing another book. It just told me it's no excuse for nobody in the world to feel sorry for themselves because if you're meant for you to go home, God gonna make sure you go home. But if it meant for you, your purpose not fulfilled, you're gonna go through what you go through. You gotta dust yourself off and keep on moving. So that's what he taught me. Cause I be having bad days like, oh my God, this is this. And he be looking at me like, bruh, you haven't had a bad day yet until you can't move on your own and you can't do this. And so I keep that in mind, and it just remind me, like, don't ever forget the little things are important. When dealing with cancer, when you're so weak and you got ports in your body and you can barely feed yourself, can barely change yourself, and just things I've seen, and you only 30s, you in your early 30s, it makes you feel a certain way. So now I look at life different. I'm like, all right, it sucks, but thank you, God, as you walk me through it. So it made me more thankful, make me more understanding of people's situation and that my life isn't that bad, or it's always been a person that been through something worse than you, and that you are a living letter for somebody else to do better or to overcome a situation. So that's where I have learned and take in consideration in everything that I do. Be impactful and make sure I maximize my time because you never know. Cancer is a silent killer, So I just make sure I take care of myself. I try to eat right and, don't take it for granted. I saw the hand go up. So my 30 seconds.
Because I'm sitting here talking, I was like, well, it would help if I unmute myself. So I know it's emotional. Who's willing to talk right now? Henry, are you ready? Okay, go ahead, unmute yourself, Henry.
Oh.
Hold on. Stacey's ready.
You ready, Stacey? Okay, go ahead, unmute yourself, Stacey.
Sorry for my emotions, but
That's okay.
You asked the question what I'm going through right now. It's kind of hard for me to explain what I'm going through right now. For a long time, as you can see from the beginning, I tried to ignore it. I felt like it was something that would just go away. When I got to Virginia and I had to deal with it, I still ignored it. I would go to work after treatment, and because I didn't want my job to. You guys know how it is. You've been in, you know how it is. You think it has some kind of effect, chain of command gonna hem you up, all this other kind of stuff. And I didn't want people to look at me different. I didn't want them to look at me like this sickly person who could not do her job. So I ran from it. I acted as if nothing was wrong with me. Now, fast forward to now, I'm learning to deal. I'm learning to talk about it. And even in those days of not really what's going on, I really couldn't even tell you what I was in treatment for. I mean, I could, but you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get into detail. I could, because when the doctor would be talking, it was like I was just looking, I don't know, through the wall. I wasn't even in the room. I wasn't even there. I don't know. It was like an out-of-body experience. I really wasn't paying attention. I really wasn't listening. And one of the main reasons for this is because I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom. I have 5 children. And I'm really not close to my family. So if something happens to me, they have no one. So in a lot of ways, I felt that I had to be super strong out of nowhere. If you don't deal with it, you ain't got to worry about it, and it's not fair. I didn't say that it was right, but that's how I dealt with it. I didn't want the pity. I didn't want anyone bringing me down, causing me to cry all the time, to be sad all the time, to even deal with it. So I kind of shared this privately. No one knew but my OIC. He was the only other person that knew, and I had to tell him why I had to go to the doctor so much. I had to tell him, and I made him swear to me that he wouldn't tell anybody. And he says, well, I've got to tell, I've got to say something. I said, well, can you just not do it right now? Because I have to think about the welfare of my kids. And if y'all try to kick me out of here because I'm sick, then how I'm going to take care of them? So I had all of these different things going on because I had these kids to take care of. And even with now, I get all the time, oh, you don't look sick. Oh, you're so pretty. How are you sick? Oh my God. What does sick look like? What does sick look like? It doesn't have a look. It's a parasite. As he said, it's a parasite. It's something that you have no control over. So what I'm going through now, I'm going through healing myself. I'm going through learning about the disease that took over my body. I'm doing research. I've changed the way I eat. I had my last treatment December 22nd, and I know they swear it was the chemo that made me better, but I know it's because I decided to deal with it and change the way I dealt with it. Research and eat healthier and eat the right things and put the right things into my body and take more time out for myself and not kill myself for an army who could actually replace me. It's a long road. I'm praying for the day that I hear you are in remission, but I keep going. I have 5 people that have no one else in the world to depend on but me. So I have cancer. Okay, so what? What can I do about it? But try to do and treat my body better. That's all I can do right now. And pray.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Henry, are you able to talk right now?
Everybody crying up in here.
I know. And see, you're cheating. You got your shades on over here. You just close my eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you stuff based off what I read in the book, hoping that it'll be a little lighter and that, because I know you've already shared stuff in a public voice. So we were talking, a lot has come up about God and praying and faith. How did your diagnosis affect your faith?
Wow, that's an awesome question.
I told you, you ain't the only good host around.
You got me. And that's deep. Because honestly, I lost my faith. And you read that in the book, so that's not fair. I lost my faith because out of everything I have done, exercise, eat right, ensure that I got checked on time, had the finger, when I didn't need the freaking finger. I was mad on how God could do this to me after everything I've done to prevent it. So it took a friend of mine, my pastor, we grew up together. I called him, and I said, hey man, here's what's going on. And he was the second person I called to tell that I had cancer. My first was my mother, and my second was my best friend, who's now a pastor. And he just prayed for me right there on the phone. And he said, here's what we're going to do. He gave me a plan. We're going to pray 7 days, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening. And that's what we did. And it restored me. It restored my faith. Because I'm going to tell you, I was in a dark place. I was mad at God. I was mad at myself. What did I do wrong, man? What could I have done different to not get this disease? So, you know, it really took, my coping mechanism was really family, real close friends, and prayer. And once I got past, you know, the 7 days of praying 3 times a day, it built me within. And I was in the closet. I came out of that closet sweating, and I took everything out of my closet. Clothes, I threw everything out of my closet. And it was just hangers everywhere on the floor. And I set a chair in there, and that was my spot. That was my sweat spot. So I sweated in there, and I came out. I was mad. Me and God had a fight. Of course, he won, but me and God had a fight in that closet. And when I came out sweating and everything, I had an idea. Well, God gave me an idea. He said, get into the gym, work out, get your body as strong as possible, get ready for this surgery. That's what I did. That's how I managed it.
Wow. Thank you for that. Cedric.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go a whole hour this time around. I'll let my panelists let me know if you want to continue going or if you want to stop a little bit early, because I get it. This is very, very heavy. Cedric, I know a little bit about your story and everything, and it's not necessarily all about cancer, but just I want to touch on that faith part even more. With the trials and tribulations that you've had and that you're going through and have gone through, how does that affect your faith? How has it affected your faith, and where's your faith now?
I come from my mom is a pastor, and I'm around a lot of Christians, don't get me wrong, but for me, I think I'm human. Let me get that out the way. So if I question God about certain things, i.e., healing, deliverance, and stuff of that nature, I know we can't all get what we want, but in this particular case, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because I was like, look toward the hill, what comes your help. Lean out on your own understanding. I'm speaking God to God, which means I'm speaking your word back to you. And this 2 or 3 together more gathered in your name. So it's me, my mom, her prayer warriors, Raven, and we all in this circle praying. And then it's like you come off the throne, there's 2 or 3 gathered in your name, it shall be done, etc., etc. And then it goes completely left. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for nobody else, but I was mad as hell. I was embarrassed. First of all, you got me out here getting these scriptures, motivating people through the name of Jesus, and doing everything that a Christian's supposed to quote unquote do. And then I feel like you felt me. I felt like you had me build this girl faith up, had me walk with her, do this just to make a mockery of me. She's gone. What can I say? What scripture can I say? What prayer can I say to now? What else to say? What else can I say? I mean, I didn't go out cursing them, then blasphemy, but it's like, man, what else can I say? What scripture can I give? From Genesis to Revelation, what can I say? I can go through the whole book of healings. What can I say now? This person is laying in the casket as we didn't have prayer, we didn't read word, we didn't stood fast, and as me, it shook my face completely. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even in my music, I start talking reckless, just out of anger because I'm just that flesh. How you expect me to circumcise or die to the flesh or decrease and let you increase within me? Because when I did die, decrease the flesh and let you increase with me. And the prayers, the scriptures, the prayer warriors, and these different people, they start analyzing, like, if I'm not living right, that my prayers can't get heard. It's not even about me. If you let me down, I feel behind closed doors, I can deal with that. But as fishermen of men that goes out and spread your word and let it be known that it's covered under the blood, just to see a person leave earth after everything that you done told me or taught and prayed about, and I still don't gotta understand it. It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. You know, it was like, wow. Go down the checklist. What did I not do? Am Cedric? Is Cedric right? Is my prayers not being heard? Let me see. So it made me evaluate myself. It shook me a little bit, but then I had certain reminders. Like at the end of the day, you're Cedric. I'm God. We don't think the same. There's a reason why I needed her here with me and not on that earth. So I'll let you have your moment, but don't forget who helped you through blah, 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 blah. So yes, I was embarrassed because of the fact that I stood on something so strong and I had no doubt that you were going to pull through and we rooting for you. And then the outcome did not come the way that I felt it should. Notice the key word that I said, that I felt it should, because I spoke God to God. I called things though as though they were. You know, I spoke healing in the atmosphere, and it made me think, is Satan stronger than me for real? I'm just being honest. I'm just talking for me. I can't speak for nobody else. That's what I'm thinking. You know, like, I can't believe I didn't pray all this way, and we didn't did everything, and we still lost. So it made me start praying. It's like, well, if that's the case, I'm gonna take my chance and roll the dice. But you know, God have his way of, you know, tightening the rope on you and pulling you back in. But at that moment, in still time, I deal with it. When people ask me to pray for them, I hesitate because it's like it made me feel insecure in my spiritual life. You know, I can spit scriptures, I can walk through the Bible, but when you feel like it's time to show up and it don't happen, it kind of shakes that. It breaks you. It kind of breaks you. It breaks you completely down. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even lie to you. When people ask to pray, I'm like, because it gave me an uncertainty. You know what I mean? So that's how I personally feel. But now, you know, I got my daughter. I pray constantly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a first-time father, so I don't know. It don't come with a manual. So my prayers, God, order my steps. So my faith has been restored. I'm not going to sit here and a lot of y'all be like, I'm 100%, I'm sold out, I'm this, because even when I'm praying over my daughter, I shed tears because I know what happened with the last event. When I went this hard with tears in my eyes and praying and have people speaking in tongues and et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to say it like that as is nonchalant, but I'm just saying that experience. If you ever been through the experience of praying for somebody, healing, and God, I know you bigger than this situation, and that situation still win, or it seems to win. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Thank you. And of course, y'all know me. I like to have these candid conversations and talk about the things that we feel. A lot of us feel and think, but we won't talk about it because we're afraid of backlash, or we even do get backlash for.
You know, I don't care.
Yeah, right. We're saying, you know, God, I'm mad. I don't get it. I'm doing all this praying. I'm doing all this. I'm doing things right. So I just give up. And we're so afraid to talk about that. And I'm like, screw that. We need to talk about it because it also helps us help each other go through it and navigate those trials and tribulations and those negative emotions and the doubt and everything. Stacey, do you have a take on how what you're going through has affected your faith?
I like the way he went through, you know, what it took him through. I don't think that it affected my faith in those ways because I stayed in denial. So I didn't even get the chance to be like, okay, God, why did this happen? I was just straight in denial, like, whatever. I'm gonna get on this plane, go fight for my country. What he said, the doctor don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? I was in denial. So I didn't get to think about it in terms of what it did for my faith. I mean, I still prayed. I didn't pray God heal me. I didn't pray God take away because I was in denial. I didn't have nothing was going on with me. Even now, with accepting that, I still don't think that that has been my prayer. I think my prayer is continue to care for my kids. I know they belong to you and you've loaned them to me. So the time that I have them, allow me to be the best that I can be. Not necessarily not praying purposely for it. It's just I'm understanding that what he has for me is for me. Whether it be for me to leave here tomorrow, then that's his plan for me. If he plans for me to stay another 20 years, that's his plan for me. And that's something I accept. But at the same time, it's the children that I feel are affected more. So then, because I still have small kids. I don't have, of course I have one that's grown, but I still have small children. So that's the part that I think affects me with it more than anything. I felt I have a living mother and I grew up motherless. So my fear is just, it's not about the disease, because this day and time, we have all kinds of diseases running rampant that can take you, out of here. You can go outside and get hit by a truck. I mean, this day and time is just, you can never tell what's going to happen. But at the same time, I guess I don't make that my focus, because my focus is the children. I have a mom that's living and I'm a motherless child. So I really don't want them to have to experience that. Okay, when they're grown, okay, that's okay. I got them out of the way. I don't have to worry about no one, mistreating them, not taking care of them, So that's my faith walk. That's my Lord, please allow me to be able to give them to, and then sometimes I question myself, is that too much? Because you just said they belong to him. So if you don't trust him, where's your faith? So yes, I question my faith, but I don't focus on the disease. I focus on my children being motherless, having to go through this godforsaken world of what it's come to without me. But it's a walk. It's a every single day walk. Because I within that breath, I contradicted myself 3 times. I said they're his kids. He loaned them to me, and at the same time, I'm still continuing to worry for them. And that's what a mother will do. That's what we do when we love our children. And it's an everyday walk. You have to keep reminding yourself. You have to keep praying. And today I may feel weak and my faith may not be that strong. But you wake up the next day and you start. If you have the chance in His will, and you wake up, you have the chance to try to do. To increase your faith and to stay strong and to keep going. And it's an everyday thing. Sometimes it's an every minute thing. It's not even just every day. Sometimes it takes me minute by minute. Just for this minute, I'm okay.
Thank you.
And I may not be okay. And then
yeah, like I said, what I always tell people who are listening or watching in any interview or conversation I have, it's you have those ups and downs. Every day is not peachy. And I can't stand when people act like every day is peachy. And that's why I show when I'm having the bad days too. Because it's I have good days, but hot dog, I still have bad days too. But you can push through it. You can live through it. And I know when you have those bad days, it's hard. It's tough. But just reach out. Find that support system. Find those friends and reach out. Heather, I have unmuted you. You're on the line. Is there anything you would like to share with us? Or say, comment, questions, anything?
How dare you unmute me without permission?
Well, but you turned on your videos. I wasn't expecting that. But hello, beautiful.
Hello. Okay, these are heart-wrenching stories, and you guys have touched my heart. So I'm a disabled veteran from the Navy during Desert Storm, and I'll be on tomorrow. So I I came on to hear your guys' story and all that. And when you started touching on faith, well, first when Stacey started talking, that got me. But I lost my husband. My husband was also in the Navy during Desert Storm with me. That's how we met. And I went through the same issues of, and my son, he's 24 now. He was 12 at the time. He still won't talk to God, and because they took my husband, it took my husband away. And he had just turned 34. I was 33. And my son was 12. So I understand the anger that you get. And it took me a while to come back into my spirituality and understand that he's in a better place. He's not in pain. He's okay. He can see, he can talk, he's with me still today. But it took a long time. And the anniversary of his death is on the 11th. So this is never a good month for me. So it really brought up a lot, what you guys are talking about. And I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate the fact that you guys are so candid and honest, and that you're willing to use your voice to talk about it. Because unless we talk about these things, even if we help one person, we've done our job. And so I appreciate it. And just keep on doing what you're doing, because truly it's going to help someone somewhere that needs to hear what you're saying today. So I just thank you all so very much. And I always thank Ariel so very much for doing all of these things. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on video with us. Love you. Love you. God has brought all of you in my life, and I am so blessed to be around you and to learn from you all. I'm telling you, you've helped me heal by reading your short stories, hearing your stories, listening to the music, listening to Periscope. That's how I met Heather, is through Periscope. So, like she said, it is definitely inspirational. And even though it's tough, please continue to share and bring awareness like you are. So we're at our last few minutes. So I'm going to go around and ask everybody to give how people can get in contact with you, and any one last nugget of knowledge that you would like to share. I'll start with Cedric.
Well, to get in touch with me, my Facebook, Cedric Bellamy, my Instagram, legacy_city03. That's just me, but I want to shade the light to somebody else, Miss Marissa McKenzie. Here in San Antonio, Texas, she has an organization called Put Away Cancer, which she built from the inspiration of her sister. It's not my testimony to tell. When you get her on your interview, she'll go in more detail. But you look up putawaycancer.com.org.net. It's one of those dots. But if you're on Facebook, Put Away Cancer is a page. It's more people with testimonies. It's not about me, so that's why I'm not really talking about me. It's about those who feel like they're alone. They question their faith. They got people that's going through the same thing you're going through. Miss Marissa McKenzie, Put Away Cancer. Look it up on Facebook. She contacted you directly. She talked. She put on an event every year. She works there full time now. And she's not a person that's, oh, I feel sorry for you because she's on the outside looking in. She has walked that walk. Her family got battle scars. They can walk you through it, and they know how to build. They know Rome wasn't built in a day, but she know the right bricks to put for a foundation. So once again, Put Away Cancer on Facebook.
Thank you. And Stacey, how can we get in touch with you? And how do you help people? You're going to make me unmute you? Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Cedric, can you mute yourself for me?
Okay. So
Thank you.
Reach me on Facebook and on my fan page. It's Coach Stacy, or my personal page. You can follow me at Stacy Bryant, or my website, stacybryant.com. I just leave with you guys. There's so much wisdom that I could share, but just be a support. You know, as they say, it only takes one. You reach one, you've reached many. You know, I share my story in hopes that someone else, that I help someone else, and in helping that one person, then they touch many lives. Being a life coach, you know, I work with several different people and do all kinds of different things. But to me, it's most importantly that I just do and I share with what I've been given, and I share that with others to help them along the way. And I just encourage everyone else to do the same. That's what's important. Each one teach one. You help one, you've helped many.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, Mr. Henry.
Okay, all right. Well, first of all, definitely contact me via Facebook under Henry Washington, or you can contact me also on Facebook on the Peace Within radio show. Just definitely look that up. You can also contact me on www.henryhwashington3.com. I say again, www.henryhwashington3.com. But I mean, everyone has said it. From my perspective, and my story is out there. You can go and get the book off the website, my website, or you can go to Amazon.com. The book is out there, so that's my story. My story is out there. I hide nothing. I put it all out there about cancer in general, in my life, and how I built up to finding out that I had cancer. So it's paramount that you get checked. You go to your doctor, you get checked, and you go as often as you need to. Cancer is a silent killer. So it's not something that sometimes you're going to feel. Take it from me. I had no idea. I was still bawling. I was still gunning. I was still in the gym. I was still enjoying life like nothing happened. Like I'm great. But I go to the doctor and I have cancer. It's kind of strange, you know? So it kind of took me off guard. I didn't know if I had kept on and not went and gotten my checkups like I should have done, I would not be here today. So my last word is go to your doctor, get checked, find out what is going on. Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is the end of today's show. Thank you for joining us on our second day of Candid Conversations VirtuCon. Our topic today was From Combat to Cancer, and I thank each and every one of my panelists. Once again, I thank you for everyone who's viewing us on Facebook Live, and everyone who called in, and everyone who's on Zoom. Make sure to join us tomorrow. Our topic will be about navigating the VA system and benefits. Heather will be one of our panelists on there. Very interesting conversation. So we'll talk about that. If anybody else wants to jump on as a panelist, let me know. I love getting stories and points of view from everyone. So signing off, thank you again. I am your host and moderator of Candid Conversations VirtuCon, Ariel Renal. You can reach me at www.theveteranwoman.com. Love each and every one of you.